In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to put the simple lightbox that we created in class into one of your HTML pages. So the first issue is that the two files are basically the lightbox is in a separate folder than your midterm project. So what you need to do, basically, you would need to put the assets of the lightbox. You need to put the assets of the lightbox into your midterm folder. This asset has to be residing within the root directory, otherwise it's not going to work. So if I grab this folder and put the folder in like your midterm folder, it's not going to work. So what you need to do, open up the lightbox class exercise folder. That's what we did a couple weeks ago in class. Grab the asset folder, hold the option key, and drag it into your midterm folder. Move that so you can see it better. Now, grab the lightbox HTML file, hold the option key, and also drag it in. You don't want to drag the images folder in because it's going to replace your images folder, but what you want to do first, you want to open it up, and you'll see that every image basically should have a small version and a large version. And the naming should be very, very simple, really basic, no special characters, no uppercase. So just keep the names really simple, and grab all the files within the images folder, hold the option key, and drag it and make sure it goes inside the images folder in your midterm. I want to make sure that I have a backup of my lightbox, and that's why I didn't just I copied them over. I didn't just drag them into my midterm folder because sometimes errors can happen, and if you have a backup copy, you can always go back to it. So I'm going to actually open up my places HTML, and basically what I want to do, let me just preview it so you'll see what it looks like. This is the page, and I want to just simply change this picture and put the lightbox in that area. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. So now what you need to do, I'll just make this a little smaller so you can see what's happening here. Okay. So actually I need to move this. So make sure you open up the lightbox code, and make sure you have your page where you want to put the lightbox also open. So I'm going to go up and go on the code view. Basically the file that you have on the server, I've already put in notes so that you can just basically grade comments, so you can copy from the note section where it says comments for reference. But right now we're just using a default font. So I'm just going to go ahead and right below the head tag, I'm going to copy the code and basically from the head tag all the way to the closing script tag. I'm going to copy that, and generally speaking it's much easier if you have comments, so you can reference, you know exactly you're going to copy from what area to what area. So okay, so I'm going to actually make this comment here for you guys so you can see exactly from where to where you need to copy it. So if I'm going to click here on the comments, apply comments. So it's going to be copy from here, and I'm going to go here. I'm going to say to here. So basically now it's easier. I'll copy from here to here, copy it, go to your places page, go all the way up so you can find the head tag. So that's not the header, it's the actual head tag on your HTML, and you'll see it right here. Click and just press return, so you go right underneath it and paste. Now come back to your code, go back to split, click on your lightbox, and you'll see kind of when you click here, you'll see that it highlights under the tags right underneath the code. So now I'm gonna click my code so that it's easier to copy. Then I'll just apply the code here too, so you can see from where you need to copy. So again, I'll just go here, HTML, copy from here, and then you're going to do it right after the div tag. To here. Okay, so now you want to make sure that you highlight your photograph, like wherever you want to put the actual lightbox. So once I highlight the picture, again, you'll see that it highlights here and it highlights in the code. So all you need to do at this point is you're going to click inside this div. Basically, you're inside the div tag. This picture is actually a background image, but let's say if you had an image, you would delete it. But since this is a background image, I can simply click in the middle of my opening of the photo div and the closing, and I'm going to paste the code. And the lightbox basically is now active on the top of this background image that I have. So I'm going to save this and show you what's happening here. So I have my lightbox, basically everything's working perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and close that and show you how you can delete or modify lightbox and the background image, because I'm not happy with, I had that background image because I wanted to put text on top of it, and but right now I don't want to have that. I just want to have it on a black background or white background. I'm going to make sure your files and panels window is open. So I'm going to go ahead and choose CSS Designer to make sure that is visible. So I should make this a little smaller. So if I click on my main CSS rules, and I'm going to move this up, you could see, just move this up here. If I click on my main rule, here we go, oh, that's better. You could see that I'm going to find the photo div, and if I click under the properties and click under the third option, and by the way, make sure you don't have this show set checked. Do not have it as checked, so you want to make sure you have everything visible. And if I click on the third option, and you'll see that if I go back on the background image, it's set to this gray color. However, right underneath it, it's pointing to this image that I have here. So if you want to have an image and you want to put text on top of it, you would use this option. So because like I could have text on top of that background image, but I don't really want to have that. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and actually delete that, and as you'll see that now my background image is deleted. What I want to also do is to expand my lightbox so it's fitting the entire width of the page. So you can choose lightbox, go to the set, and you see it's set to 600, but if I choose, let's say 955, it expands from edge to edge. And you can change the color, you can change a lot of the other attributes here as well. Right now also my margin for the lightbox is set to 75 from the top. If I disable it, you'll see that it shifts up. I'm going to move it back down actually. And another thing that I mentioned in class, you can also create additional selectors, so you can shift everything to the right further, so there's not sitting right in a corner. So, but you know, the first thing you need to do, you need to make sure your image is selected, make sure it has an ID called IMG, and I don't think I have one here. I do not have one. So what we want to do, we go to the selector option, click the plus sign, make sure to get rid of everything but the hashtag IMG, and all I'm going to do, I'm going to add some margins to the left side. So I put, let's say 100. It basically shifts everything to the right. You can also, if you don't want these to behave as the first one, you can just change the name of that. So if I do image 1, you'll see that that shifts back. So you can customize this. If I do image 1, and then you can make another rule for image 1 so that, for example, I could have this one like IMG. See here, I could have this one at, let's say 350, or however you want it, so that it centers. Actually, I think we made it probably 250 or even 200. And then if you want this other one to, you can either add like a tinier margin to this one, so you can have maybe from the right it can be like 10. And now I can do the same, make another rule for these other two to have only, let's say 10 pixels also to their right. So this is how you can customize your lightbox, how you can insert and customize your lightbox.